Hi Year 2 students, my name is Ella. I'll be your teacher today and we are up to lesson 9. Congratulations, here we go. What do we need for this lesson? Well, we will need our book, something to write with, a cup or a bowl or something similar, and we'll need some things to count with, and away we go. All right, last lesson we looked at bar models and how to draw them and what they mean. And why we use them. We use them because we partition numbers. We have a whole number and we like to make parts of that number to help us understand the number itself. So we had a look at groups of 10, we looked at our ones, and of course we've moved into hundreds now. So hundreds, tens and ones. All right, are we ready to start our warm-up? I think so. Let's go. How many dots can you see? How many parts can you see? What are these dots as a whole? And can you write them as a number sentence? Okay, how many dots can you see? Let me share my thinking. It might be like yours, it can be different. So, I can see these are groups of 10 and I can see 3 groups of 10 and 4 groups of 10 and I can see 3 ones. That's the first part I can see. Another way we can see this is we have 3 groups of 10, 2 groups of 10, 2 groups of 10, and again 1 group of 3. I wonder if yours was similar. Let's have a look at these parts. Now we have in red 3 groups of 10. 3 groups of 10 make 30 plus 4 groups of 10 make 40 plus our 3 ones. Or I may have seen it differently. I may have seen 3 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10 make 30. I may have seen another group of 2 tens, which is 20. Another group of 2 tens, which is 20, and my 3 ones. Let's check these parts to make our whole. 30 plus 40, 3 plus 4 makes 7, 30 plus 40 makes 70, plus my 3. So now I have 73. Let's check our blue line. 30 plus 20, 3 plus 2 is 5, 30 plus 20 is 50, 50 plus 20, 5 plus 2 is 7, 50 plus 20 is 70, plus my 3 ones, 73. Great warm-up. I wonder if yours looked like mine. Today's lesson, our learning intention is to find the unknown part using a bar model to represent our part whole. You can see one down here. We'll know we can do this when our number sentences are true on both sides. So let's have a look at our first bar model. We've got an interesting predicament here. We know that our whole is 12 and that we have 8 parts. Let's model that now. Got some Lego here to help me with our 12 parts. And because I am so good at counting by twos, That's how I'm going to check I've got my 12 parts. Let's have a look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. These are the parts I don't need. So I now have 12 as my whole. I have 8 parts down here, but what's the missing part? Okay, let's move part of my whole down here to 8. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8. Perfect. So now I have 8 here. What is the unknown number? Aha, I think it must be what I have left over, because I know these two numbers do make my whole. So all I need to do is move it down here, and now I have my unknown number. 8 and 4 will make 12. And this is the beauty of the bar model. It will help you find unknown numbers. Okay, let's do some bar modelling together. Remember, we're looking for the unknown part. We'll try these ones and then I'll set you on your own task. So, we have a whole which is 24. Our number is 24 and part of it that I know is 20. So I can see that a part of this has been moved over to here. Okay, I can see 20 is a part of 24. 20 and 4 make 24. So I now know if I've moved 20 over here, I have 4 left. Let's check. 20 plus 4 is 24. Here's our whole, here are our 2 parts. And they're nicely placed because I now have groups of 10s and groups of 1s. Okay, good start. Let's try the next one. I'd like you to think about this first. It looks a little bit similar. Our whole is 72. 7 10s and 2 1s. I can see I've already used my 2 1s here. So 70 is made out of 2 parts, in this example, 2 parts, 2 1s and 7 10s. 7 10s is, I thought so, 70. So 72 is the whole. Here are my 2 parts, 70 plus 2. A beautiful way to use a bar model to find the unknown part. Now we're cooking. Let's try the next one. What's happened here? I have my 2 parts, but not my whole. What could be here? Let's have a think. That's right, 2 parts, 30 and 20. When I put those together to make a whole, would be, let's check, 3 plus 2 makes 5. So 30 plus 50, 30 plus 20, gave you the answer, is 50. Well done. 1 to go before I let you loose on your own missing parts. It's a tricky one. We've gone into hundreds now. Hundreds, 10s and 1s. And I can see this very clever little bar model has been put into 3 parts. Part, 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 whole. So let's have a think about what's already there, because I'm trying to find what's missing. What's already here, I can draw on this one, is the 8. I can see that I have used my 8 1s and there they are. Good. I can also see 300 and that's going to be here. This is my hundreds. 300s has already been used. So, what's left? This 8 in the middle, But this is not just an 8-digit, this is in the tens. I can see it is 8 lots of 10, and 8 lots of 10 is 80. So I know now that 388 can be partitioned, placed into smaller numbers of 380 and an 8. So there you have it. What beautiful maths today. We've got 4 examples, and here are yours to do by yourself. Find what is missing. So press pause and pop that into your learning book. All right, now let's reflect on what we've learnt today, because we've done some pretty cool stuff. All right, we have been able to use bar models to find missing parts, and they help us structure our thinking when we consider hundreds, tens and ones. So congratulations on doing all of this pretty tough work. Plus, I hope you had some fun finding out what was missing on your own. Okay, what is our task to do? I think you're going to like this one. It's bears in a cave. You might have played it before, and you might have some bears, or you can have any of your collections, Lego, pasta, gum nuts, anything you like, but it's going to have to fit under a cup, because what we're going to do is we're going to hide a quantity and make some number sentences that equal 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, how do we play the game? So let's start with a group of 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And because I don't have a friend with me at the moment, I'm going to look around and hide some bears. Okay, I've got some underneath my cup now. And I've got some left over. So here's our unknown number. Not quite sure how many are under there. And we have some we can see. And I can see, just by subitizing, that that is the number 6. So I can see in that pattern, a 3 and a 3 makes 6, or 6. So my number sentence for my first bears in a cave is something, and I can do a box for that because I don't really know what that number is, plus 6 equals 10. Something plus 6 equals 10. Let's have a quick look. My whole is 10. I know that I have 6, so what's missing? I think you might have the answer too. 6 plus something will give our whole of 10. Have a think. Okay, let's reveal the answer. I wonder what you think it is. I think it might be 4. It is. There's my bears in the cave. 4. So let's write that as a number sentence. 4 plus 6 is 10. I can write my number here if I like as well. And I've recorded my thinking. Okay, what was the next number sentence? I think we have to get to 20 and 30 and 40 and 50. Don't forget, we can use the bar model to structure our thinking. What is that missing number? Have fun. It's a great game. If you do have someone to share with, you can play this with a partner. And I will see you next lesson. Bye.